Hello, jewelry addicts, or would you rather be called a jewelry lover? You'll have to let me know. Anyway, I'm back and I wanted to talk to you some more about this eternity circle necklace that I've been working on for a client of mine. You may have seen previous videos and you might have been following along, but if not, you can go ahead and check out the previous videos, or you can continue watching this one and then later on check out those videos. I will have the links to the videos in the description below, so check there before you leave. Okay, so moving on. In the last video I had discussed the decision to make my jump rings oval, and that these are some decisions that I made because I wanted to have the flow of the necklace, not have the attention so much on the jump rings here that are holding the circle on the chain. I had made a design decision to go with the oval jump ring because I felt like once the necklace is finished, it's gonna lay really nicely against my client's chest when she wears it. And I didn't want the jump rings to protrude out and take away from the overall design. That being said, I also mentioned that I went through and I was working on the jump rings and I had to experiment and see which were gonna work best with the overall design, and that also included the size of the jump ring. So here's a mandrel, it's oval, and here are some jump rings that I had made using that oval mandrel. And I found that this mandrel, not only was the gauge of the metal too thick to start with, but also the mandrel itself, as much as I measured and I tried to get as close as possible to the right size with a mandrel that I had on hand that has been purchased. It was pre-made for making oval jump rings. I found it didn't work. Now, when you're dealing with making things by hand, sometimes you come across situations such as that where your tools don't quite work. I mean, I've got tons of pliers and, you know, in various styles and thicknesses and widths, and you know, I have different burrs I work with my flex shaft and my dividers. I can sit here and adjust those to get the different sizes that I need to measure, and all these wonderful tools at my disposal. However, when it comes to handcrafting something, a lot of times what happens during the design process, it's like you have this idea, you get all these measurements, you're going along, and then you find, okay, this size isn't gonna really work once you start putting the pieces together. So that's kind of what happened here. I found that this tool was not going to work. I needed something smaller. Not only did I need a smaller gauge in metal, but I needed a smaller mandrel to wrap the wire around. So, and that is where, when you have enough experience behind you and you've learned a few things here and there, you get to know your tools and you get to know what you can do in order to make adjustments. And what I mean by that is you learn how to make your own tools. So I went digging around in my pile of mandrels, and I found two mandrels in the pile that were the same size thickness, not length, but same size in thickness of the metal gauge is what I really mean. But so I had done this before, and I initially didn't think that this size was going to be big enough. I went back to the original plan, which was use these two mandrels taped up together to create a mandrel. And basically they're two round mandrels, but when I wrap the wire around, it makes an oval mandrel. So oval jump rings such as these, which they won't go on there right now because they're all kind of they're kind of fiddly when you pull them off. So anyway, getting them back on is not going to be a thing I can do right now. But anyway, this is the correct size as far as the size oval that I wanted for this necklace. So anyway, going back to what I was saying is that, you know, sometimes when you're handcrafting a piece of jewelry, you run into these situations and you have to make an adjustment, and it requires some thought and some, you know, prior knowledge as to the tools you're working with, what you can do, what you can and can't do, and to see what was going to work best with this design. So the end result is I have the right size jump rings. They need a little cleaning up, but they're there. So I also made the design choice to carry on the oval shape at the end of the necklace. So when I add the clasp will click onto, I don't have the clasp with me here, but oh yes I do. Wait, here it is. So when she goes to clasp the necklace, that'll lay nice and flush against her neck. You can see that. So another design choice I made, yes, it is a little big, it's a little bit wiggly, but I'm gonna keep it like this because when I had originally discussed the design with my client, she was concerned about the clasp being too small, and she said sometimes I have a real hard time of being able to link the two together, and she was also considering me do the toggle and the toggle clasp design. So it's like a circle like this, and then there's a T-bar that comes and it connects here. So it would end up looking, there, I'll just use this drill bit. So it would be something like that, where it would come in, it looks like a T, you know, and then it would just feed through and sit on top. So she had discussed that with me, and when she saw my necklace and the clasp I had, she decided that this is what she wanted. So again, to carry the design element of the oval jump rings here, I wanted to also finish it off towards the back with the same thing. I think it will add a nice touch, and again, it'll help lay the necklace nice and flat along her neckline. So it's those little design decisions that those of us who make jewelry can make. When you purchase something that is mass produced, you are limited to what the company has produced and mass produced on a much larger scale, and you basically are stuck with whatever they've made. When you have something handmade and you actually commission a designer to do this for you, these design elements are things that can be discussed and changed, bringing up those things that maybe don't work for you, what you don't like about a certain clasp, or you know, the way it lays against the neck, or how long you want the necklace to be. You're not just dealing with a standard size at this point. You are dealing with something that's more custom and fit for you, something that appeals to your likes and dislikes. Well, maybe not your dislikes, but we leave the things that you dislike out and we accentuate the things that you do like. So those are things that, like I said, that separates handcrafted jewelry from mass-produced jewelry. So, and that's also why when you have that freedom to go and make those choices in the design, it does cost a little bit more. But again, you're getting something that is made specifically to you, to what you like, what appeals to you, what feels good. Because again, wearing jewelry, it's not just about how it looks aesthetically. Yes, that's very important, but it also has to feel good going on. It has to feel good while you wear it. If it annoys you at the end of the day, it's no good. If you start feeling like agitated by it and you want to take it off, it's no good. So that's where, you know, my expertise comes into play, where I'm able to really discuss these things and nail these things down with my clients. And I believe that that's what makes handcrafted jewelry so special. So I just wanted to throw that out there and share with you some of the process, some of the thoughts that I'm going through while I'm crafting this. And excuse me, my throat is getting dry. Also, I'm getting close. I've already created the tube for the necklace, so the setting will be there. I'm gonna break for lunch, and then when I come back, I will get to that part. And then from there, it's basically cleaning up the piece, polishing it up, making sure everything's good to go. And then the very last step will be setting the stone. So it's very exciting, and I'm looking at most likely tomorrow being finished, which that brings us to Wednesday. You're probably seeing this way after the fact. So that puts us at, I think today is either May 3rd or May 4th, one of the two. I haven't checked my calendar today, but anyway, so yeah, so I'll be done very soon. So anyway, thank you so much. Give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Would you prefer to have a handcrafted piece of jewelry, or is it something you really just don't care about? You just want to buy what's out there. You like the trends. You want to just go purchase something that's maybe inexpensive. And hey, if you know that, more power to you. I'm not saying that you have to go this way or that way. You could do both. I just would like to hear your feedback on what you would prefer and why. Why would you prefer handcrafted if you do, or if not? So anyway, leave a comment down below, and also don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you will be notified when I release another video. Okay, take care. And oh yeah, and again, let me know, is it jewelry addict or jewelry lover? You let me know, and whatever you choose, that's how I'll address you. All right, take care. Bye for now.